Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm a game cat, and my name is Scorpio Love Smith. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Viewer Takeover, guys, with your host, Brian, Paul, and Desra. Yeah, man, we about to get into this game, guys. Let's get into it. What?
This is Viewer Takeover, where we film live every Monday night.
Yes.
I believe that's what night tonight is.
It
And
is.
we bring it to YouTube way too early every Tuesday afternoon. Everything afternoon is too early.
Yeah, this is awful.
It's horrible. As always, I'm Brian Paul, that's Desiree the Strange.
Hello.
And we're here to do some Viewer Takeover stuff, which means we're going to make you the star of the show. But first, we're going to thank a few people. Like Scorpio Love Smith. Don't hurt yourself,
I didn't.
right?
I'm a strapping young lad.
Those Beat Saber injuries could flare up at any moment.
It's not a joke, guys.
Thank you very much, Scorpio Love Smith. We really appreciate you and love you. If you want to introduce, not you, Scorpio, other people, anyone else that's watching, if you want to introduce next week's episode of Viewer Takeover, make sure you send your short, sweet, seductive, handsome,
Pugilistic.
makes sense, video to withoutparole@gmail.com. You know, as Jeremy always says, if it doesn't fit in our inbox, consider yourself lucky. It's Gmail. Come on. But Scorpio Love Smith isn't the only person we want to thank this week. Desiree, is he?
No, we want to thank all these lovely people down here.
These people down here.
That one. Not so much that one. Well, a little bit.
Hasn't even made it to your side of the screen yet.
I know.
Right? Poor Madman. Give him some time to get caught up. He's making his way over.
It would be amazing if Action Madman was right there.
I probably edit this, make it work.
Do not do that.
I will not.
Do not do that.
This thing already takes too much time to edit. These are the people who went to patreon.com/withoutparole.
Games.
And they're the ones giving us $1 or more every single month. We do give you a little bit of a bonus.
We do.
Almost every week. No, every so often. Give you an episode of The Litter Box where Des and I hang around. We shoot the shit. We talk about stuff that's PSVR or channel related.
Yep.
And then and that's just kind of your bonus.
Sometimes I bring props.
They're gonna say sometimes I bring pot.
No.
It's like I think it's interesting.
No.
But it's really just our thank you to you, anyone who supports the channel. And please, if you've ever considered supporting a channel, please consider supporting us. It's just $1 to you every month, but man, if we can get like 1,000 people together to do that, it'll make a huge difference in the course of the growth of this channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then finally, there's another group of people that we want to thank.
Yes. These are the amazing people who decided to show their support for the channel in a non-fiduciary way. Fiduciary.
That was a good one, yeah.
I don't know where I pulled that one out.
Vocabulary word.
These are folks who've changed their name to something the Game Cat on YouTube, which means that wherever they comment, wherever they go on YouTube, they're bringing a little piece of us with them,
That's right.
which is nice.
And if you do change your name to GameCat, make sure you put #GameCat in the comments.
Yes.
We've seen a couple #GameCats, but the names weren't changed. So either you guys missed it, or Google hasn't caught up yet, and we're waiting for those names to change.
Or you're trying to get a shout out
Ooh.
without actually doing the work of changing your name.
It's possible. We're on to you. But who did change their name this week, Desiree?
Yes, we have Original Uber Bitch, the Game Cat.
Bing. What a great name.
Might be one of my favorite names so far.
Nice.
We have Metal Bat, the Game Cat.
Metal Bat, the Game
Game
Cat.
Cat.
I mean, as opposed to Wooden Bat.
Right.
I was thinking like of a flying metal bat.
I was thinking like Meatloaf, like Bat Out of Hell, like Metal Bat.
Oh, but I wouldn't do that.
Although
I
Meatloaf
won't do
is
that.
Meatloaf metal?
I don't know.
No. Anyways, we have Bob Zarkov, the Underground Dave Station Game Cat.
I'm only giving you a partial shout out on that one. I like about a third of that name. No, 2/3 of that name. I like the Bob Zarkov Game Cat part.
And then we have Ketamine, the Game Cat.
I love everything about that name. Man, college was the best. I love you.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Again, if you change your name to GameCat, make sure you put #GameCat somewhere in the comments so we can give you a shout out on next week's episode of Viewer Takeover.
Yes.
And if you want us to read your comment or your question on Viewer Takeover, make sure you either put #Viewer Takeover, all one word, in the comments along with your question, Or you hit us up on Discord. Join our Discord. The link is in the description. And go to the Viewer Takeover channel. Leave your question there. Des, I'd never used Discord before we started a Discord.
That's true.
And I think most people on our Discord also have never used Discord before they joined our Discord.
We got dragged kicking and screaming into it. Yeah.
I want two things about that. One, you get used to it. It's a little daunting at first.
Yeah.
But eventually you're like, oh, okay, I totally understand how this works, and it's a lot of fun. It's my favorite place to hang out.
Yeah.
Which means I don't get a lot of work done. Two, I don't know what the other one was.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Okay. Oh no, I know what two is.
Yes.
Two. I wonder if I can edit that together. I get a lot of personal messages. People email me personal messages. People Facebook me. They send me Snapchats. Unbelievably. Instagram. I mean, I get personal messages from all over the place.
Sure.
And like this is my weekly apology to everybody. I'm really good at hanging out in the Discord and talking to everybody there. I'm really, really bad about responding to personal messages.
Okay.
Like they just pile up.
Yeah.
And like I don't. That's an all-day job, and I don't really have time for that. I apologize. So join Discord if you want to hang out and talk. That's where I am and be part of the conversation. Yeah. All right. First question for Viewer Takeover comes from Reth1142.
Hi, Reth.
From our Discord server. What's up, Reth? How you doing? He writes #Viewer Takeover because he knows what's up. Has there been any other games with a life's story that No Man's Sky has had? Despite having one of the worst launches of any game, it's still improving and getting new players today. The game and its creators almost have a hero story. I can't think of any other games to have launched so low but climbed back up so high.
Duke Nukem Forever?
Nope. That was quite the opposite, actually.
Yeah, no, exactly the opposite, in fact.
Yeah, and sorry, I feel like I didn't read that question very well.
No, that was really good. No, I can't think of anything. I don't know. This is a pretty unique situation.
Yeah.
Where there was a game that was so hyped that fell so short of expectations and didn't just disappear, right?
Right.
They just kept grinding out like, no, you know what? You guys are right. We screwed up, and we're going to do what we can to make it up to you. And they just kept chugging away at it, improvement after improvement after improvement, until finally it's the game that they wanted it to be.
Right.
And now VR is coming, so wow.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, this is a new ability, I think, for games, especially console gaming. I think PC gaming has been able to do this a little bit longer than we have, but as far as console gaming goes, I mean, really, starting with PS3, Xbox 360 generation, that was the first time people were able to say, "Oh man, we screwed up with a release, and now we're going to try to fix it." This is a unique situation. You know, there were so many games we were so hyped for that came out and were just bad.
Yeah.
You know, there was Too Human. There was Perfect Weapon. You guys remember these games? And and that was the end of their story. They came out, they were awful, and that was it. You know, I'm curious to see what happens with Fallout 76, but even Fallout 76 didn't receive like the vitriol that No Man's Sky did at launch.
Yeah.
You know, there are people now, 3 years later, that still don't know the redemption story. You know, people say, why is everyone so excited about this? It's a garbage game, and just because you're going to add VR support doesn't make it any better. And that would be true
if it was a game that launched.
Yeah, if you ignored everything that happened over the last 3 years. Right. This game is immense.
Yeah.
I'm like 20 hours in, and still it's totally just, it's so much to comprehend. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface, and when I see where other people like Godkin and Dave Station, everybody else is, Mr. Sonic, everybody else, they are so far in.
Yeah,
they're playing a different game than I am.
Yeah, and I'm the first, and I've ranted on this a few times before, where I get annoyed with this whole like beta release thing, like people are just like, oh, well, here's the date. We're just going to ship whatever we have and we'll fix it with patches.
Right.
I don't like that. I want, when I sit down and I turn on the game, I want it to be a finished product. Mm-hmm. That being said, there is a plus side to this kind of development cycle, and that is the chance for developers to redeem themselves if they want to. And I think that's the important difference. Yeah. They had a screwed up launch, and they could have just said, all right, you know what? Screw it, we're just going to drop that, we're going to move on to the next thing. And they didn't. They sat down and they buckled down and they fixed it. Yeah. And that's where I think that's where the hero's journey part comes from.
And they didn't just fix it. Yeah. They didn't just put out a few patches and go, well, this is pretty much what you guys wanted. They kept They kept on it and kept on it and kept on it and released huge expansion after huge expansion to the point where, again, it's barely recognizable these days compared to the game that launched.
And it killed my old hard drive.
But on top of that, at no point did they say, well, this game is so much different now that we're going to charge for this new update or this, whatever. The fact that this might be one of the biggest PlayStation VR games ever made, and most of us just have it sitting in our collection from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like this is no one. There's not very many. I mean, there's a ton of people. I see you guys in the comments. They're saying I got to buy No Man's Sky tonight. I'm like, yes, you do.
Yes,
you should have bought it a month ago when it was $10.
That's what I did the second it was announced.
Right.
Actually, we talked about on the channel. Jeremy and I ran into each other at GameStop. We're like, what are you here for? No Man's Sky? Me too.
Exactly. So that they easily could have said, hey, you know what? You guys all have this game in your library for $20. You can download the Beyond patch, the Beyond update. You know, that radically changes the game and adds PlayStation VR support. And I think a lot of people would have said, no problem.
Yeah.
$20 to basically play one of the biggest games ever made in VR. Yeah, I'm down. But they didn't. And I think that for all the mistakes that they made leading up to launch, I think this finally rectifies it all.
Absolutely.
You're up, Asia.
All right. Next we have Billy Paw the Game Cat.
I love that guy.
Prepping for VR, Episode 4. # viewer takeover, like a pro. Hey guys, I've heard Brian say before that with new PSVR games coming out. Wow, I'm gonna do that one again. I've heard Brian say before that with new PSVR games coming out all the time, it's tough to slow down and appreciate them all extensively. Well, that is the burden we carry. What games have you covered that you think deserve more screen time on Without Parole, even if there haven't been any noteworthy updates to warrant a spot on Why We Love or PSVR this week?
I'm gonna. Yeah, there's so much stuff under this table.
And I'm wearing sandals. So.
Oh, they just cooked. Sorry. There's so many games that I want to list right now.
Yeah.
But the first one that keeps popping into my head is The Persistence.
Okay.
Because not only could I play that game over and over and over in different ways, but there was all that DLC, the free update. Thank you guys very much at Firesprite. They gave us this huge update with all these different modes to play, and I never even got a chance to really dive into that and spend a ton of time with it. I tried each of them a couple times so we could do, I think, Why We Love.
Yeah.
And then just had to move on. But The Persistence, I think, is required gaming for every PSVR gamer. So that's one that I wish I could stream like every other day. And, if Jeremy decided to ever stream on the channel again, we would actually have that every week. But, where are you, Jeremy? Where are you?
Life goes on.
Oblada.
God damn it.
Yeah. I'd say we spend too much time together, but we really don't.
We really don't. No, we just had we're Gen Xers. What can I say?
What games you thinking you wish you could have more screen time on Without Parole?
I'm not sure. Like more screen time on Without Parole. That's very.
Give games that deserve more exposure. I guess.
I think the one that jumps to mind immediately, and I know it's probably gotten a little better, but In Death.
Yeah.
I really don't think that game gets the acclaim it deserves. Like there's a small, diehard like core fandom for it, but I really think if more people gave it a chance, it would be just one of the biggest titles.
Yeah.
Because yes, I'll be the first to admit, if you see screenshots of it, it just doesn't look that great or compelling, but it is so like the gameplay is so tight. The controls are so well done. It's just a joy to play. And because, it's the game that made me really start to like roguelike style games.
It's so atmospheric too. Like at first it doesn't seem that way, but the deeper you get into the first areas and you start going underground and you start hearing everything kind of echo around you, and you see the first boss, it's just like, whoa, this is overwhelming and creepy.
It is, yeah. It's just the environments are fantastic. It's just well built. Do I wish there was more in the game? Absolutely, but I think that's a game that really deserves some more attention from the PSVR community in general. The other one, it's kind of a dark horse, but it's one I just kind of revisited myself recently and was just like, oh yeah, I love this game. Wipeout.
Oh yeah,
we talked about it a little while ago, and it was just like, oh yeah, let me fire that up. Oh my god, that's right, I love this game.
Well, and luckily now that it's free on PlayStation Plus this month, everyone should be playing it.
That's right.
So hopefully that is getting the attention it deserves. I'm going to start throwing out there for AJ real quick. I know what he would say. Gran Turismo Sport, when that came out, there wasn't really enough PSVR content.
Yeah.
And they've just been slowly adding and adding. And still, the problem is that there's still no real multiplayer. You're only racing against one other car ever. Yeah. And so when you compare it to something like Drive Club, where you have a full grid of racers, or Dirt Rally, where the entire game is in VR, it feels like something's missing. Mm-hmm. But man, for any car enthusiast out there, if you want to jump into a car and like drive something wildly expensive that you'll never own in real life, and if you have a steering wheel, man, things unbelievable. So and it's cheap now too. It's not $60 like it once was. I think it's like 20 or 30.
There you go.
So. Next up comes from Jason Purr. That's adorable. Jason writes on the abduction review discussion. Ooh,
we're sorry.
Yeah. Thanks for watching it though. He goes, in a perfect, economically realistic world.
He doesn't get a question.
Okay, you're up. When will PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2 launch, and how much will they cost? #viewer takeover. I like simple questions. I'm a simple guy. I have no answers.
I like dark-haired women and breakfast foods.
Is this a song?
No, it's a Parks and Rec reference.
That explains it.
I in my perfect world, I get to trade in my PSVR, and give them like an extra $100.
But economically realistic world. I'm glad he added that.
Yeah. No. I don't know. Like these things all seem to launch at like $499, right? That seems to be the
pretty much
the price. So I'm gonna guess that's what we'll see.
Yeah, I think PSVR launched at $400, I think, and I want to say that PS4 launched at $400 compared to Xbox One's $500.
Yeah.
I think, looking based on the little that we know right now, it sounds like they're trying to push PS5 a little bit more than they were trying to push PS4 comparatively. So I think we could easily see a $500 price tag on PS5. I hope. And I don't want to say learn their lesson, but I hope Sony learned their lesson when it comes to price point with the PSVR. Yeah. Because, man, you got to get that thing down to $200 to make it, accessible to everybody. This is a peripheral for an already expensive console.
And here's the thing, too. All your early adopters with the crazy amount of cash, guess what? They already bought a VR solution. Yeah. Like, so you're not selling to those folks anymore. Right. Like, you need to get to the middle America. You need to get in, the average person's living room. Yeah. And you're not going to do that with a $400 accessory.
The downside is I want that headset to be fully featured, and I want it to be the best headset I've ever put on my head. Yeah. And so does it suck that it's probably going to cost $400 again?
It absolutely will.
It'll suck, but I think we're going to get what we pay for. So I'm thinking to be all in on next gen, it's going to be like a $900 investment.
Yeah, which again, it sounds like an insane amount of money, and it is. But if you consider that to what a comparable, just a decent gaming desktop or laptop would be, it's about the same.
Yeah, and you're good. Everything's going to be completely compatible for the next 7 years. Right.
And actually, no, I shouldn't say decent. That's just like a bottom tier gaming laptop.
Yeah. So and that's $900 for the laptop or the computer. Yeah. Forget about getting a VR headset on top of that. So it's actually it's not a bad buy-in price comparatively. Right. It just seems like a lot to spend all at once.
It is. But it's not going to, as far as we know, the rumor is it's not going to launch all at once, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, is that for the first time ever, I've never been the guy that wants to usher in the next generation of consoles. I've always been like, oh, no, I like my PS3. I don't need a next-gen upgrade yet. This is the first time ever, and I think it's because of PSVR, that I'm so ready for next-gen. Yeah. I want PS5. I want PSVR 2. I know all my PS4 games are going to carry over to PS5, but I want to play PS5 games, and I want to play them now. Yeah. Like, I'm ready. But, like super high resolution, I don't even want to start messing with specs of a headset. Yeah. But I want it now. Yep. I want it now. And then finally,
we have Megan Rhymes sometimes. Yay.
Okay.
Everyone's so hyped for No Man's Sky, but I can't. All right. So next week, could we just call this the No Man's Sky show?
There's a possibility. Yeah. Because we're filming this on Monday night. The patch doesn't come out for another 24 to 36 hours, or the update. It's possible no one will ever talk about No Man's Sky again next week.
This is true.
Right? We haven't played it yet. It could be awful. That's true. We know it's going to be fine.
All right. Everyone's so hyped for No Man's Sky, but I can't help think that the rest of the year isn't looking so hot for PSVR. What's next?
What's next, Des?
I don't know. I'm not ever the guy who keeps up with the news. That's yeah. So I don't know. I want to start some rumors. BioShock, why not?
No, stop that.
Fallout, yep, definitely.
Right. So I think Aspire 1 is the thing that we will see next. That's coming out later this month. Mm-hmm. Aspire 1
That's not true. I did know about that.
Right. Now, you know about pretty much all of these things, I think. The thing we're going to be excited about after that is the kart racer we've been wanting since VR Karts came out and was horrible. And that's Touring Karts by Ivanovich Games,
right,
who has been very, very good as far as PSVR games are concerned. Mm-hmm. Touring Karts, you're going to be able to use a wheel and a move controller at the same time to grab power-ups as you race and throw them. It's going to be so much fun. And the sense of speed in that game looks amazing. I can't wait to play Touring Karts. I know that AJ is looking forward to that one too. I think in Europe, they just rated, and no one knew this was coming to PSVR until very recently, the LA Noire VR investigation thing, where it's not the whole game of LA Noire, but it's a VR thing.
Yep.
If it got rated, that means it's coming out in the next month or two.
Actually, there is one I know of. There is yet another free level for I Expect You to Die that's going to be coming out the end of 2019.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I actually just saw it today. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Man, Shell Games is killing it.
Just we're going to give you a perfect game, and then every 6 months we're going to give you an update that almost doubles the content for free. That's also perfect.
Yeah.
So,
did you play Seed of Power?
I haven't yet.
No.
We were discussing it in house recently because it might be happening on Amanda's stream soon.
Excellent.
Like tomorrow, or no, tonight.
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 And I think the big one though, and I kind of held off on saying this because I'm 99% sure this is a 2019 game. They just don't have a release date.
Okay.
This is Camouflage's Iron Man VR.
Oh, that's right. That was the lead off on the State of Play, right?
Yes. Yep. And a while back they had some footage from San Diego Comic-Con that it was basically the entire tutorial.
Yeah.
And it's you, Tony Stark, flying around as Iron Man, flying into like Stark Manor or whatever the hell it's called, like by the pool, by the tennis court, and obviously we're only seeing like the social screen output.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like it looks like photorealistic.
Yeah.
And I know the social screen always looks better than what's in the headset as far as that level of detail is concerned. Obviously it's going to be a little bit fuzzier and whatever, but then you're going to add to the immersion by putting the headset on. And I mean, I don't think I've ever been more excited for Iron Man than I am right now.
Yeah,
I need a release date. I want to be able to count down the days until I finally get to play it. Flying in VR, already amazing, right? But being able to be Iron Man as well.
Yeah, you talked about No Man's Sky being a killer app, but I don't know. I think Iron Man has a lot more like public awareness, public knowledge.
Yeah.
And if you can just post some videos of people like flying and using repulsor rays with the move controllers.
Yeah. In other words, Megan rhymes sometimes. 2019 is not even close to over yet.
No.
PSVR is going to kill it. I think this will be the biggest Christmas season yet for PSVR.
Man, if they knock out some of those bundles like they did last year.
Yeah. And
those bundles are probably even cheaper this year.
Yeah. Oh man, the Everybody's Golf and Five Nights at Freddy's, all those bundles with Trover and everything. I bet those sold through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys, make sure you submit your viewer takeover questions either in the comments below with the hashtag viewer takeover or by joining our Discord server and going to the viewer takeover channel. Also, make sure you support us on patreon.com/withoutparole
games
and hook us up with $1 or more every single month because you love us as much as we love you. Also, change your name to GameCat because it's adorable and we love you. Did I forget anything?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, for another episode of Viewer Takeover, I'm Brian Paul and that's Desiree the Strange, and we'll see you next week.
Just another manic Monday.
Ooh, wish it was Sunday. Okay.